Well, now, what do we have here today? Let's look closely at this. We can see we've got Katana with Suguha and very tight Hada. Right there should be some clues to what we're looking at. And if you suspect this is a Hizen To, you are correct. This is Hizen Kuniju Fujiwara Tadahiro. So Hizen province, first generation in Shinogi Zakuri with Iori Mune. So this sword is a product of the early Edo period between the 1st and 9th years in Kane, which would be 1624 to 1632. So you're going to see Koitame with Jinie and Chike. As I mentioned, there's a nice thick Suguha with Nie Sugi. And you can see how the Hamo plays out here, and then into the Nakago. And this side of the Nakago has no inscription because as a Tadahiro, it's going to be signed with the Tachime, and the signature is on the other side. You notice that there are two Meikugiana, and this was not uncommon with a smaller one towards the bottom of the Nakago. Okay, here we go again, looking at the opposite side. And you notice that the Boshi was a bit of a Notare turnback with Hakikake. And again, this nice wide Suguha and a very tight Jigane pattern. So the blade itself is 69.9 centimeters. This comes in at 27.5 inches with 1.2 centimeters of sori, which is basically half an inch. And the motohaba is 3.1 centimeters, which is 1.2 inches, which means, at the habaki it's got considerable depth. And the saki haba is 2 centimeters, or 0.8 of an inch. And the mune kasane is 0.7 centimeters, or 0.3 of an inch. So overall, this katana has nice dimensions to it. And as such, it's recognized as a Tokubetsu Hozon blade from the MBTHK. Now the Nakago itself, you can see the signature along the backside, or the mune side, is very close to the edge. So it appears that the Nakago has been shaved a little bit, probably to accommodate specific Ska and Koshirae. But it does not appear to be Machio Kuri. Other than that, the Nakago looks pretty good. So the signature, the characters are large and well cut, representative of the first generation. And here's a little close-up of the nice tight hada. Which is a feature of Hizen blades. If we're talking about this particular smith, he was born Hashimoto Shinzai Monjo in Saga in 1572. And both his father and grandfather served the Rizoji Takanobu family, who were the daimyo of Saga. But unfortunately, his grandfather died in the Battle of Shimabara. And the following year, his parents also died. And at that point, he was 13 years old and an orphan. So he moved to a neighboring village in Nagasemura and lived with a relative. And the relative, one of the members of the family was Iojo Munetsugu. and both these cousins basically shared an interest in swords. And Suika Fukunaga states that Tadayoshi ended up going to the neighboring province of Higo to become an apprentice with Dodanuki school smiths, which was an offshoot of the Enju school. And of course, these swords were appreciated by Kato Kiyomasa during his Korean campaigns. Perhaps a more interesting point, though, was that he was eventually sent by the Nabeshima daimyo to study with Umetada. So, an interesting point here is the Tada for Tadayoshi was inherited from Umetada, and on his return to work with the Nabeshima clan, he gathered swordsmiths together and, originally adopted the name what was Tadayoshi. And from then, it's just history about a long lineage of important Tadahiro smiths. This sword also comes with a very nice Koshirae, and we'd like you to go directly to Token Matsumoto website to appreciate the Koshirae that comes with this blade. Also has a very nice gold foil Niju Habaki.